Good morning, everybody. This is Al. It's early morning. I'm driving to Houston right now, and I thought I'd do a video and just share some random thoughts here, mostly about the economy and preparing and so on. I just looked at my CNBC applet on my phone, and it looks like China raised interest rates again for the fourth time, which means inflation is running pretty rampant up there, or it's running pretty high, where they wouldn't have done it. What that means is that everything coming from China here is going to get more expensive, which is pretty much everything. So look for inflation, significant inflation coming down the road. The CEO of Walmart the other day, last week, I think it was Thursday, came out and warned Americans that all the prices in the Walmart stores are going up pretty much across the board, and that he warns and cautions that we are going into some serious inflation. He used the word serious. So when you have the CEO of the largest corporation in the planet talk about inflation, and not only that, but use the word serious inflation, it should give you pause and concern as to where we're headed as a country. We are right now on a $1.6 trillion deficit. And for those of you who may not understand that, that means that we are spending every penny in the budget, and in addition to spending everything that's in the budget, we're spending an additional $1.6 trillion a year more than what we have in the budget, and that is just simply unsustainable. We're on a really bad road right now, and I don't believe that there's any way to salvage the economy anymore. There's no way to salvage the financial system in the U.S. We're clearly headed for a catastrophe, and what I mean by a catastrophe, I really mean something the likes of which none of us have ever seen before, and I don't think nobody has ever seen before. I don't think that what's coming has ever been witnessed in the history of the earth from an economic collapse perspective. Never in the history of the world has there been so much debt by so many countries with so little savings to back it up coming to a head. This is so unique. This has never happened before. We have right now in the United States, the average consumer debt hovers, I believe, around $15,000, somewhere in that neighborhood. That is an amazing number, which means that we don't have any savings. What we have is debt. Not only that, we have a huge imbalance in trade, and we have a huge deficit. Countries around the world have wised up to the fact that we're just printing money, and that the Federal Reserve is the net buyer of all treasuries debts. And they're not buying. So we're at a point of no return at this point. The Federal Reserve has no interest and no reason for raising interest rates. I doubt it very seriously that they will do it. Simply because if they do, the amount of money that we would owe at this point, which is in excess of $14.5 trillion, what will happen is that the interest on that debt, if we raise interest rates, is going to go up to a point where we will not be able to afford to make the interest payments, let alone make the balance payments. So it is completely and utterly beyond, I think, the capacity of the United States to even consider raising interest rates, and I don't think the Federal Reserve will do it. Federal Reserve right now buys 70% of our bonds, meaning that when we put treasuries out for sale in the market for auction, our own Federal Reserve is buying over 70% of it, meaning the rest of the countries are not. China is divesting itself of the $1 trillion in U.S. treasuries that they have, and they're doing it very wisely by simply taking that $1 trillion and spending it on commodities like oil, securing oil rights, right? Gold, silver. They are the net importer of silver, importing over 200 million ounces of silver. So they're slowly but surely getting rid of their dollar accumulation simply because they see it as a losing investment. So right now, since 2008, with the printing that we've done, we've devalued the dollar significantly to the point where right now the dollar is worth 75 cents, and you can see that by the index, the dollar index, right? So if you look at the index that is covering at 75, what that tells you is that a dollar is worth 75 cents. Now, it's worth noting that it's worth 75 cents in today's dollars. In actuality, it is somewhere in the neighborhood of 94. It is in the neighborhood of 4% of what it used to be worth back in 1913. So the dollar is really worth four pennies of what it used to be worth back nearly 100 years ago, because of inflation, because of how much money printing we've done, and it is exclusively and explicitly because of the Federal Reserve. So we're at a point that we cannot no longer service the debt if we raise interest rates, and if we don't raise interest rates, we're in for money printing continuously to keep the market up, which will continue to debase the currency. So there's only two ways out of this: either we're going to default on the currency, or and we make a new currency, or declare a new currency, or we just inflate it away. Either way, we're either going to debase the currency or we're going to default. There are no other options. We're too far along the road to do anything else. So if we raise interest rates, we default. If we don't raise interest rates, we debase. And those are the only two choices. And what that comes down to is that everything that you buy in the store today, consider it a bargain right now. The gas that you put in your car is at a bargain price right now. You will never see prices like you see right now for many years to come. If you had, for example, started prepping 2 years ago and buying food, you could, for the same amount of money that you'd buy today, if you start prepping today and you get a year's worth of food for you and your family, the amount of money you spend today for that 1 year would have bought you 2 years worth of food 2 years ago. That's how much things have gone up. When you're looking at, tomatoes being $3 a pound, when you're looking at any product that you want to look at going up in price significantly by 50% or more, it is astonishing how much inflation there is, and a lot of people don't see it because it's being hidden. So if you look at coffee, for example, and cereal, things like that are packaged, the prices on those in the store haven't changed. What has changed is the amount of content that it has. It no longer is a pound of coffee, it's 12 ounces, right? I bought a can of Folgers the other day, which was, I think, 17 ounces instead of, being a pound and a half. And I bought cereal, for example. The cereal, you're getting about 20 to 25% less in the package. So the package is still pretty much the same size as it used to be. There's just less of it. The price hasn't changed. Of course, the price hasn't changed for the box, but the price per volume or per pound has changed significantly. So things are rising at a tremendous rate, and I don't think that there's a way to get out of it. Uh, we're headed for some extremely bad times, and I don't think that people have an idea how bad it really is going to be. Uh, this is we're going to the edge of the cliff, and we're going to fall over the edge of the cliff. We're coming right up against it. I don't think it's going to be beyond this year before the things start collapsing. I could be wrong. I mean, I think it's definitely between 18 and 24 months. So by the end of next year, I think it'll be a very different country from what we see today and what we know. I don't think that we'll even recognize what we see. And when people lose their comforts, when people no longer can afford sugar or coffee, or have to be on ramen noodles as a diet, when people are losing weight because they can't afford to eat, people are going to lose it. People are going to get violent. So you need to start preparing yourself right now, preparing your family for what is coming up ahead. Get your food preparation taken care of. Have some cash in hand. Invest in gold and silver. Silver is at a 31-year high. I think it closed yesterday at $38.62. And it's going to keep going up. I predicted to my friends at the end of last year that I believe that silver is going to go to between $40 and $45 this year, and that was, I believe, is an understatement, a significant understatement. I'd be surprised if we don't hit $60 very soon before the end of this year. So I think silver right now, if you can buy it at any price, buy it, because it is a bargain and will be a bargain. When things really go wrong, when the economy falters, when we debase the dollar or default on the dollar, that silver is going to be worth a lot of money. So make sure that that you're protected, and things are going to happen rather quickly. People think that that goes slowly and you're going to have time. You're about out of time in making preparation. So I urge everybody to prepare and prepare quickly, because the window of opportunity to prepare is closing extremely fast, and I don't think you have much time left to do it. So if you need to invest now. If you need to prepare and store food, store now. If you need to, get your affairs in order, get them in order now. Do what is right for you and your family, assuming the worst. Even if things don't happen the way I think that they will happen, the worst that'll happen is that you have some food in storage for an emergency that you'll rotate and use anyway, and then you'll have some silver, which is going to make you money, or some gold that's going to make you money, but you're certainly not going to be out of pocket. It's all going to be for the better. So that's something to think about. Right now, the collapse, I think, is going to happen. When it does happen, it's going to be hyperbolic or parabolic, depending on how you want to view it. And by that, I mean that it's going to occur very, very quickly. There's going to be some event, some black swan event. I don't know what that's going to be, but it's going to be something. Something's going to trigger it. And it's going to trigger it, and it's going to be within a matter of a week, it will happen. And you'll see banks closing, and you'll see bank holidays, and you see markets closing, market holidays, and you won't be able to access your money. And whatever money you have invested in stocks, mutual funds, money market accounts, all that stuff, it's gonna be pretty much, you're gonna be locked out of it, and it's gonna get devalued extremely quickly. During the Depression, last time this happened, it degenerated. Things fell apart in 3 days. Banks closed in 3 days, right? And it's happened in Russia. When Russia had inflation, falling glasnost, they encountered hyperinflation at the rate of over 1,000% a year. If you can fathom that, that's over 100% a month. you cannot make money fast enough and put it in the bank and use it and spend it faster than it is depreciating. So by the time that you get paid today and you wait till next week to buy that loaf of bread might have gone from $1 to $2, or from $2 to $4, and that's how that works. So when you're saying 100% inflation, it is doubling every time. So it is exponential. So anything that you buy today that is worth something, for example, $2 tomorrow, the next 100% is $4, and the next 100% after that, it'll be $8, and that's kind of how that works. So things get out of control very, very quickly, and people don't realize how extremely bad this is going to be. So protect yourself. Store food now. Invest in gold and silver. Get real assets. And store them yourself, whether that's in your bank vault or at your house. Get a safety deposit box at your bank or something. But if you wanna, if you're I guess on a smaller bank, you're probably better off than being in a national bank. I would stay away from the national banks because those are the likeliest places to close down first. And anyways, that's my take on it. Those are my thoughts for this morning. I wish everybody well. God bless everybody. May God keep you all safe. Pray for wisdom and discernment. Pray for our country and our leaders to make the right decisions. And may God help us all. Take care.